Ranger.
Hi-yo, Silver!
A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-yo Silver. The Lone Ranger.
Hi-yo, Silver! Away!
With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the daring and resourceful masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early West. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. The Lone Ranger rides again.
During his vacation from an eastern college, Dan Reid, teenage nephew of the Lone Ranger, was spending the summer with the masked man and his Indian companion, Tonto. One morning, Dan had ridden into the town of Red Rock to purchase supplies and was now on his way back to the Lone Ranger's camp in the nearby hills.
We get company.
I'll gun him down.
Hold it, Gus. He might not be alone. We don't want anyone getting a look at us.
Yeah. Yeah, and from where he is, he can't tell what we look like.
Barnett's finished. That's what's important. Let's get out of here. My shoulder.
Easy. Don't try to talk now.
Who are you?
I'm Dan Reid. I just like quiet.
They're coming back. Have you a gun?
They're friends of mine. You won't need a gun.
What happened, Dan? Tonto and I heard some shots.
This man's been wounded.
Me get something to make bandage.
He was hit in the shoulder.
You're masked.
Don't worry about the mask. I'm not an outlaw.
You see a man get shot?
Yes, Tonto. Two men were chasing him. One of their shots hit him. And then, well, I think they saw me. They rode away.
Them lawmen, them not right away.
They weren't lawmen, Injun.
And you know the men who shot you?
You bet I do, mister. One was Red Dixon, the other was Gus Gottwalls. An Indian named Tonto. And a masked man who rides a big white stallion.
A horse named Silver.
Then you're...
The Lone Ranger. Do you want to tell me why they shot you?
I sure do, mister. I'm Roy Barnett. I'm a Texas Ranger. I was assigned to find the Cardoza gang.
Yes, I've heard of Cardoza. He's clever as well as being dangerous. And to my knowledge, no one outside of his gang has ever seen his face.
Well, I know what he looks like.
That plenty good thing for law to know. How you find him?
I posed as a drifter and hung around the border cafes. Finally, I met one of his gang. I became friendly with him, and he took me to meet Cardoza.
That brave thing to do.
I thought after I found out where the hideout was, I could slip away and return with a posse. But Cardoza wasn't taking any chances with a new man. He had me watched day and night. They even took my gun away. Said I could have it back after I proved myself.
Two men who were chasing you. Are they Cardoza's men?
Yeah. The one of them, Red Dixon, showed up at the hideout this morning and recognized me as a Texas Ranger. I was lucky to get away at all.
Can you tell us how to get to Cardoza's hideout?
Sure. And I heard Cardoza's planning some kind of a job.
Cardoza runs true to form. Whatever he's planning will endanger the lives of many people.
Him never seemed to care how many people he killed.
If you're gonna look for Cardoza, may I come with you?
I can show you the way.
No, Roy. In your condition, you'd be more of a hindrance than a help.
I guess you're right.
We'll take you back to our camp. Dan, Roy shouldn't be left alone. We're delayed in returning to camp for any reason. It's up to you to see that Roy gets safely back to town.
I understand.
Good. After we've reached our camp, Roy, you can direct Tonto and me to Cardoza's hideout.
Tell me, why? Why is it that I, Juan Pedro Cardoza, must have such stupid fools working for him?
But it's like I said, we saw Barnett fall from the saddle.
But do you make sure that he is dead? No, you do not do that.
We didn't have a chance. We saw the somber and I figured others might have heard the shots.
Always when someone else do the thinking, there is trouble. First, it is you. You bring a spy, a snake among us. And then you perhaps let him live. Perhaps already he's telling someone where I, Juan Pedro Cardoza, am. Or what the face of Juan Pedro Cardoza is like. Pancho.
Si, senor.
Get my horse. We leave here at once.
Muy bien, senor.
You two will go back and find that snake Barnett. I want him dead. We will meet at the old mine tunnel.
There's where Barnett hit the ground.
Yeah, and he's gone. Red, do you think he's still alive?
How should I know? There's the tracks of 3 other horses here besides those of Barnett's.
I wonder who rode the other 2 horses.
Does it matter?
I guess not.
They took off in that direction.
What do we do?
What do you think we do? We follow the tracks. If we don't find Barnett, Cardoza's gonna be a lot madder than he was. Come on.
Directions, that should be Cardoza's hideout. It looks deserted.
Shortcut Roy tell us about get us here plenty fast.
Yes, Tonto. With Barnett getting away, Cardoza must have decided to move on.
Maybe we pick up trail, Kemo Sabe.
We can try.
Kemo Sabe. Look like 4 horses been tied here at picket line. 2 horses been here a long time. Their trail lead off to north. Other 2 horses been here a short time. Their trail go that way.
2 horses that were tied here a short time must belong to the men who shot Roy. Cardoza's horse must have been one of the other 2.
We follow trail that go to north, Kemo Sabe.
Yes, Tonto. Cardoza's the man we want.
Have a drink of water?
Sure.
What's wrong, Dan?
The 2 men who chased you, I'm sure they're coming up the trail.
We gotta get away.
No, you're in no condition to ride.
I can try.
No, Roy. Be better if you stay hidden. I'll let them see me, and I think they'll follow. Then I can lead them away from here.
But they may catch you.
On Victor, I'm sure I can outrun them. But I'll keep out of gun range.
You're taking a big risk.
I'll be careful. You better keep my gun just in case.
But Dan,
I'll hide your horse.
Oh, Victor. Oh. Good luck, Dan.
The hombre on the white horse.
I don't see Barnett.
But I bet he can tell us where to find him. Come on. never be able to catch him while he's on that horse.
We gonna let him get away?
No. You keep on chasing him. There's a trail that leads over this ridge. I'm going to take it and try to cut him off. Come on.
Trail go into water, Kemo Sabe, but not come out.
Sure Cardoza used the riverbed to cover up his trail so he couldn't be followed.
Cardoza plenty smart bandit.
Yes, he's clever and cautious, and he knows every outlaw trick. He and men like him are a constant menace to the development of the West.
Now, what we do now, Kemo Sabe?
We'll go back to where we left Dan and Roy. You ride into town and report what's happened to the local sheriff.
Hit the ground.
What's the...
I said hit the ground.
Say, he's not much more than a kid. Not even wearing a gun.
Where's the man you found on the trail a while ago?
What man?
Don't act so dumb. Where is he?
We want to know where Barnett is. That ought to loosen up your tongue. You gonna talk? You little whelp.
Hold it, Gus.
I ought to put a bullet in him.
Don't be a fool. You can't learn anything from a dead man. We'll take him to see Cardoza. Maybe after he's finished with him, he'll let you give the kid a lesson in fist fighting.
I'll make him sorry he was ever born. Get on your horse.
Feeling better, Roy?
I'll be all right.
Where's Dan? He must have seen us coming up the trail.
Well, Dan,
Something happened to him?
he saw the two men who gunned me coming up the trail. He said he was going to lead him away from here. I tried to stop him.
Those men have done anything to harm Dan,
We pick up trail, Kemo Sabe. We find them.
We'll be back, Roy. Come on, Tonto.
Senor Cardoza. Okay. What is it that you disturbed the siesta, Juan Cardoza?
But the senores Reid and Gus, they come up the trail.
They come alone, no?
No, senor.
Bueno, then they find the pig, Barnett.
It is not the big Barnett what they bring with them.
What?
I'm sorry, senor.
Oh, it is the gringos, Reid and Gus, who will be the sorry ones.
Pancho, take care of the horses.
Come on, boys. Come on.
Who is this that you bring here now?
This is the hombre that come along after we gunned down Barnett.
And you run from him? A boy, just a muchacho?
He may be young, but he's plenty tough. Ask Gus.
I ain't forgetting what the young whelp did.
And the gringo Barnett, you find him? He is dead, no?
Well, we didn't find him, but this here kid knows where he's at.
You, where is the man they say you find on the trail?
What man?
He's playing dumb again. Let me beat it out of him.
He knows what happens to Barnett.
So the muchacho will not answer Juan Pedro Cardoza. I ask you once more, where is the snake Barnett? So the muchacho still will not speak. He's yours. Make him talk.
I'll knock some of that spunk out of him.
Better be careful, Gus. Remember what happened back on the trail.
I'll make this young whelp feel sorry he was ever born.
Dan, stop here, Kemo Sabe. See tracks of two other horses.
Yes, Tonto. All the tracks lead off in that direction.
Rain come, Kemo Sabe, and wash tracks away.
We'll have to find Dan before the storm breaks.
Come on, you going to get up or not? Oh, so you haven't had enough. Oh!
Can't you find him, Gus?
I'll break his neck. Oh!
You must like it down there, Gus. You're there most of the time.
You do not make the muchacho talk. You let him make a fool out of you. And by making a fool out of you, he makes a fool out of me. Juan Pedro Cardoza does not let fools work for him too long. Hey, Red, looks like a storm is coming. Pancho!
Si, senor.
Tie up the muchacho and bring him into the tunnel. I question him there.
Muy bien.
Careful.
Sound like shots come from across valley, Kemo Sabe.
Yes, Tonto. Come on.
Look, Kemo Sabe. Dan's horse Victor with other horses. You think them have Dan in tunnel?
There's a good chance of it, Tonto.
We go see now?
If Cardoza and his men are holding Dan in the mine tunnel, we'd be perfect targets for their bullets if we tried to rush them.
Them see us against light. We not see them in darkness. We wait till night. Them not see us then.
True, but it would be difficult to take Cardoza and his men by surprise. And in the darkness, if there is any shooting, Dan might get hit.
And what we do then?
We've got to smoke them out into the open.
How we do that?
Many mines have two entrances, Tonto. The main tunnel and a second tunnel which can be used to escape by if there's a cave-in. If that mine has an escape tunnel, we have to find it.
If mine have second tunnel, Kemo Sabe, we find it.
We'll circle around the east slope of the mountain and begin our search there. Come on.
That stupid pig of a man, Goss. He hit him too hard on the head. Now even Juan Cardoza has to wait. But Cardoza will make him talk. And after I do it, his life as well as that of the spy Barnett, we will snuff out. Like one snuffs out a candle. While we wait, I tell you how we carry out tomorrow's raid.
Me hope this tunnel we look for, Kemo Sabe.
So do I, Tonto. I have a candle in my saddlebag. We'll need it to light our way inside the mine. Be careful, Tonto. The timbers shoring up this tunnel are old and rotten. Bumping against almost any one of them could cause a cave-in.
Now, me be careful.
We're going to rob the bank in Gainesville. It should cause us no trouble. And after we take all their money, we head back across the border. Hey, now here's what you'll do. Red, you will ride into town with me. And Pancho, you will come into town a few minutes later. We all meet in front of the bank. You understand, no?
Seguro.
Bueno. Pancho, you will stay outside the bank and watch. Red and I, Juan Cardoza, will collect the money. And we kill anyone who comes on the street to stop us.
See.
Tonto, there's Dan. And 3 men are with him in the tunnel.
Maybe we rush them, Kemo Sabe.
No, Tonto. There'd be gunplay with Dan in the line of fire.
That bad.
Tonto, there's a draft passing through the tunnel toward the main shaft. We'll follow our original plan and smoke the outlaws into the open. I don't like doing it with Dan in there, but...
Smoke not hurt Dan, Kemo Sabe. Only make his eyes water. Outlaws maybe kill him. Me get wood to make fire.
Good. I'll go back and gather some branches and leaves. That'll cause the fire to give off more smoke.
Be careful, Kemo Sabe.
Yes, Tonto.
What do we do with the kid?
First, he tells us where we find the gringo. Barnett. And then we kill him.
Powder from these bullets will make a fast, hot fire.
We wet leaves, Kemo Sabe.
Yes, Tonto.
Wet leaves make fire smoke plenty. Smoke make outlaws leave tunnel plenty fast.
I hope so, Tonto. This candle should make a good fuse for the fire. All right, let's go. A lot depends on Silver and Scout now.
Will I get us there in time, Kemo Sabe?
We'll leave Silver and Scout here.
You will not tell Juan Cardoza where the gringo Barnett is.
If I did, you'd kill me anyway.
There are more unpleasant ways to die than from a bullet.
Let me give him a taste of my gun butt. That'll loosen his tongue.
Come on, it's on fire!
On fire? Mine cannot burn.
I'm getting out of here.
Hold it! Get your hands high. Don't make a sound. Tonto, get their guns and tie them up. Tonto, I'm going in after Dan.
Me see that these men not get away, Kemo Sabe.
You all right, Dan?
Sure, I'm all right. This is Cardoza.
Looks like you've taken all the fight out of him. Want to take your prisoner in, Dan?
You bet.
Senor Barnett.
What is it, Cardoza?
The senor who wears the mask. The one who teaches the little muchacho to fight like 7 demons. Who is he?
I didn't recognize him when I first saw him, but I should have. You see, the masked man is none other than the Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger. A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-Yo Silver. The Lone Ranger.
Hi-Yo Silver! Away!
With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the daring and resourceful masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early West. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Come in. Oh, it's you, Lyndon. That's all, Clark. All ready to leave us?
Sooner the better.
Well, your clothes don't seem to fit you as well as they used to. I guess our prison food isn't so bad after all.
I've tasted better. Am I free to go now, or do I have to hear you make a speech?
I don't make speeches. I just say a few things that I hope will be important to you. Don, you've had a fine record in the whole year that you've been here. You've behaved yourself like a good boy and caused us no trouble. So don't do anything and get yourself sent back here. There's been a man waiting outside the prison walls all morning. A man with a pair of saddled horses. I can't identify him, of course, but...
Come on, Warden. How long do I have to stand here listening to you yap?
You're free to go anytime.
Yeah? And so long, Warden. Keep my cell clean. I may be back someday.
Oh, Don. When you came here, you didn't have any valuables except this. Don't you want it back? That's a beautiful gold locket. And the lady inside is even more beautiful. You mind telling me who she is?
My mother.
I thought so. I can see the resemblance. I wonder how she'd feel if she knew that her son was going to join the notorious Carlos Marina gang.
Quit needling me, will you, Warden? You asked why I joined the Marina gang. All right, I'll tell you. It was 6 years ago. I was traveling west with my mother and Dad by covered wagon. We were ambushed by Indians. Dad was wounded, and he went for help. He never got back. After he left, Mother was killed in front of my eyes. I was knocked unconscious and left for dead. When I came to, the Marina gang was there, fixing my wounds. They gave me food, clothes, and shelter. Why shouldn't I be grateful to them?
Don, they use you for their own selfish purposes. They never do anything for nothing. Besides, you've paid them back long since for any kindness they've shown you.
I'm the best judge of that. Hope you don't get lonesome, Warden. So long.
Hiya, kid. I've been waiting all morning.
Yeah, the warden said he saw you from his window.
Hope you sent love and kisses from Carlos.
Sure. I told him off good. I read about some of the jobs Carlos pulled while I was in jail.
Well, yeah, we did all right, but we sure needed you.
I also read the sheriff got killed last week, shot in the back. Did Carlos do it?
You know, Carlos don't stand for no killing.
I just want to be sure, Buck. I'll do a lot to repay Carlos for saving my life and taking care of me, but killing's out.
Carlos hates killing as much as you do, kid. You know, he wouldn't even be a hold-up man if it wasn't for that he got robbed of everything he owned by those Indians. Just like you.
I've seen too much killing, Buck. That's why I won't stand for it, not even from Carlos. Where's he now, at the hideout?
No, he's out in the trail. Let's get going.
Here he come, amigo. No, my friend. I get the first shot. If I miss him, then it's your turn.
You never miss. Always holding all the fun.
That is why I am big boss. When you prove you're better shot than me, then you become big boss. Such a beautiful target. It's almost a shame to finish him off with one shot.
Come on, Carlos. Get it over with, will you? I don't like hanging around with the law riding by.
A bullet in the heart.
Tonto, did you hear that?
Rifle shot come from road, maybe. Sound like near same place where Marina gang hold up stage 2 weeks ago.
We'd better investigate. It's lucky, Tonto. The bullet just missed his heart. Right through the flesh here.
Him lawman, Kemo Sabe. Must be new marshal who come to keep law and order until new sheriff appointed.
Yes, and apparently that didn't fit in with someone's plans.
You think Marina gang behind us?
It's possible. They've been behind every other crime lately.
Heartbeat not too strong. We get him back to camp. We make medicine to help him.
Yes, we can't do much for him here. Better give me a hand. Well, at least we've stopped the bleeding.
The pulse beats stronger now. Me think him be all right.
He's coming too. Easy, Marshal. Take it easy.
And better you sit down.
What happened?
Someone took a shot at you.
Bullet almost kill you.
Who are you? What's the idea of that mask?
I'm not the one who shot you, if that's what you're thinking.
Mask hide face of good friend of law. You be dead now if him not help fix your wound.
Yeah, so I see, Indian.
Wait a minute.
What's the matter, Marshal?
I thought you said you were on the side of the law.
I am.
You're a thieving coward, that's what you are.
What you mean, Marshal? We not rob you.
No, I say you did. I was wearing something around my neck. It's not there now.
This what you mean?
So you did steal it.
If you look closely, you'll see the chain's been broken.
The locket slipped from your neck when we try to lift you up. Fall up and we see a pretty lady inside.
I'm sorry if I jumped to the wrong conclusion. I'm sure mighty glad you saved this for me. That's my wife. It's the only picture I've got of her.
She's a beautiful woman.
She was a beautiful woman. She's dead now.
I'm sorry.
Someday, there's somebody who's going to be a lot sorrier.
What do you mean?
She was murdered, Indian. She and my boy both. In an Indian ambush 6 years ago when we were heading west. Only it wasn't really Indians. It was white men dressed up like them.
Are you sure of that?
Do you think I could ever forget that, mister? That picture's painted in blood. Me and my wife and kid were headed for a little ranch we'd just bought. And all of a sudden, they was on us. I got a bullet in my arm first thing. Barely had time to get Mary and Don behind the wagon after I tipped it over. Wasn't much protection, just the wagon in front, some boulders behind us. But we made the best of it. Couldn't even see who was firing at us. I was sure proud of Don that day. Poor kid. He was only 14. Must have been scared to death. But he never showed it. Just kept firing back at those sneaking cowards. And Mary, never thinking of herself, just looking after Don and me, scared we'd get hurt, worried about my wounded arm.
Jim, your arm, it's bleeding so badly. Let me bandage it for you.
There's no time for that now. You'll outsmart these redskins yet. Are you all right, Don boy?
Don't worry about me, Dad. I can take care of myself.
Jim, what are we going to do? We'll be running out of ammunition soon.
I know. There's only one chance for us to save ourselves, and I'm going to take it.
What do you mean?
That ranch house we passed a couple of miles back. If I can get there and get help...
And try and get past those Indians? They'd kill you before you're 10 yards away.
I don't think so. I can hide behind these rocks. I'm going to run for it and let you and Don keep them busy.
No, I won't let you.
You've got to, Mary. There's no other way. If I don't get help fast, we'll all be done for.
Let me go, Dad. You stay here.
No, Don. I can't use this arm anymore. Somebody's got to stay here who can shoot straight. I reckon you'll have to be the man of the family till I get back. Take it, son.
Darling, be careful.
Take care of your mother, son. But I didn't get back. Not in time, that is. Oh, I got away from the wagon all right, and things looked pretty good for a while. Then all of a sudden, I heard those two voices, and that's when I knew they weren't really Indians.
Hey, boss, they ought to be running out of ammunition pretty soon.
When they do, we finish them off quick.
I don't like this waiting around. Why can't we rush them and get it over with?
Maybe get us all killed because you cannot be patient. That is not the way I work.
I knew Mary and Don only had enough ammunition to last them about an hour, if they used it sparingly. I hoped that'd be enough time for me to reach help and come back. But I was weak from loss of blood. I must have blacked out for a while, because by the time I got help and headed back...
You not make it in time?
Yeah, Indian. In time to see my wife lying dead on the ground, and no sign of those murdering outlaws.
What about your boy?
Couldn't find him anywhere. They must have taken him with them and finished him off later, probably trying to force him to tell where I'd gone.
You have any idea who outlaws are?
One of them spoke with an accent, the other didn't. The one with the accent kept calling himself Carlos Marina.
Marina? We've been on his trail for weeks now.
We even think him same man who ambushed you.
I wouldn't be surprised, Indian. I've been looking for him for a long time. Just lately, I've heard that he was operating in this territory. That's why I volunteered to take over Sheriff Hadley's job until somebody could be appointed to replace him.
Marshal, if the man who killed Sheriff Hadley and ambushed you really is Marina, he must be planning a big holdup in town, or he wouldn't be so anxious to get rid of you both.
I'm thinking the same thing, mister. Here, help me out.
Do you feel strong enough to travel?
If there's a chance of getting Marina, I feel strong enough for anything. I'm going into town and round up Sheriff Hadley's deputies.
You're too weak to try and make it alone, Marshal. It's a long way into town. Mind if Tonto and I ride along with you?
We like to catch Marina gang, too.
From here on in, it's my life or theirs. The West won't be a decent place to live until those bandits are behind bars.
You're right.
Stop the pacing, my friend. There's no need to worry. Buck will bring the kid back soon.
And what makes you so sure the kid'll even come with Buck? If I was him, I'd be plenty sore at you for letting the law grab me with that hold-up a year ago.
The kid is a fool, but a useful fool. I tell you that 6 years ago when we ambushed his wagon and killed his mother. You and Buck want to finish him off. But Carlos, he say no. He take off war paint and pretend to rescue the kid. Give the boy plenty to be grateful for.
All right, so you were smart letting the kid live. I still say there'll come a day when that kid turns against you. He never has cotton to being an outlaw.
Perhaps not, but he will come back. He do not forget that Carlos saved his life once.
How can he forget? You keep reminding him of it.
Yes, I keep reminding him of it. I keep reminding him of it.
Here they come now.
Don, my little pigeon! It's so good to see you again. All the time you was in prison, Carlos has missed you so terrible bad.
It's good to be out, Carlos. Hiya, Worry.
Glad you're back, kid.
How'd it go, Carlos? Did you, take care of the marshal all right?
See, my friend, he will not give us no trouble when we pull our job this afternoon.
Great. That leaves the field wide open for us to empty out that bank.
How do I fit in, Carlos?
Like you always do, my young friend. The bank door will be locked, of course. And these two blubber bellies, they are too fat to fit in the small window in the rear of the bank. But you, my boy, you can squeeze through the bars like the greased pig and open the back door for us. After that is easy.
Yeah, there's one thing I don't like about this whole setup, Carlos.
So?
Well, the bank's too close to the sheriff's office. Any deputy there would be sure to hear us blow the vault. Wouldn't have much of a head start on a posse.
We do not need the head start. You see, after we get the money, we do not run away.
I don't get you.
It's very simple. Don is not known in town. A few hours before we rob the bank, he go into hotel and take a room. After a little while, he unlock the rear door. We sneak in back way and join him there.
Yeah, well, where does that get us?
It gets us next door to the bank. We sneak out the rear door, steal the money, sneak back into a hotel. Nobody think bank robbers crazy enough to stay in town after robbery.
Hey, Carlos, you know, I think it'll work. Those deputies will be chasing all over the country looking for us, and we'll be sitting right there under their noses.
The simple way is always the best way. After the fuss is over, we leave with the money. Nobody is the wiser.
But supposing somebody sees us when we go from the hotel to the bank and back?
It's not very likely anybody behind those buildings, but we take no chances. Buck, just before we make the hold-up, you hide in the trees behind the hotel. If you see anybody suspicious, you bring him in. We take care of him quick.
Don't worry. If anyone interferes with our plans, they won't get by me.
Well done. How does it feel to be making honest living again, huh?
Carlos, you're sure a character. If you hadn't been an outlaw, you might have been a great man.
Might have been. Carlos is a great man. Come. We go.
Marshal, the town's just a little way ahead. I think it's better if you and Tonto go on alone from here.
Not a bad idea, friend. That mask of yours might draw too much attention to us. Sorry I wasn't able to travel any faster. If Marina's planning anything, he's had plenty of time to get here ahead of us.
It may not be too late.
Where'll we meet you, Kemo Sabe?
Tonto, when we were here before, I saw a clump of bushes behind the sheriff's office. While you and the marshal talk to the deputy. I'll wait for you there.
That good spot. No one likely to see you there.
And if we learn anything important, we can sneak back there and let you know.
Good. Let's get started.
understand what you do now.
Sure, I know. If anyone butts in back here, I'll have a gun on him before he can breathe.
See that you do. Now find a good place to hide.
That kid ought to have that room by now. Why don't he open that back door?
Give him time. He will not fail us. There he is. I tell you, he'll not let us down.
Everything go all right, kid?
Sure, Carlos. Come on, let's go.
Reach. Waiting for someone, mister?
Suppose I am waiting for someone. Is there a law against that?
I make the laws around here, and right now you're breaking them. What's the idea of that mask?
You talk as though you know lots of men who wear masks.
Very funny, mister. Who are you waiting for?
I didn't say I was waiting for anyone.
Then what are you doing out here?
Suppose I ask you the same question.
You might, mister, but I got no time to answer. I'll take these. Now let's move.
Where are you taking me?
Never mind where I'm taking you. Move.
Whatever you say. It's a hotel, isn't it?
It is for some people, but for smart hombres who hang around where they ain't got no business, it could turn out to be a coffin. All right, inside. Cut it! I'm afraid you'll have to leave your horse outside, mister. There ain't room enough in this hotel for both of you. Now move.
Silver. Now me know what Kemo Sabe who whistle. Me not like this. Why is Silver not hidden in trees like planned?
You think something's happened to your masked friend?
That's right. They're his boot prints. Other men follow him, then go into hotel. Door bolted from inside. Come, we go around front, search every room.
So you find these masked hombre behind the hotel. And he no tell you why.
That's right, Carlos.
You planned maybe to rob the bank?
Maybe.
You hear that, my friend? We have the competitor. A man with a mask have the nerve to try and rob the same bank Carlos Marina have staked out for himself.
So you're Carlos Marina, eh?
You have heard of me, huh?
Yes, Marina. The whole territory's heard of you.
Well, you hear that, boys? My reputation is grow bigger and bigger. Pretty soon, Carlos Marina control the whole West.
I wouldn't count on a Marina. The law wants you for too many robberies and murders.
Carlos, I thought you said there hadn't been any.
Take it easy, my little pigeon. You know Carlos have no heart for killing.
I thought you were proud of all your murders, Marina.
You shut them out. I have had enough out of you. Come, Donnie. You wait outside. We come quick and rob bank as soon as we take care of these hombres.
What are you gonna do with him?
We not hurt him bad. Just make sure he no tell on Carlos. Now go.
No, I think I'll stay. If you're really not gonna hurt him bad, there's no reason I shouldn't stay and watch. I'm old enough now.
Kid, you are a fool. All right. I see prison life have make a man of you. So now you stay. Only don't blame Carlos for what he do. It's for your own good.
Not the gun, Carlos. It's too noisy. Everyone in the hotel will be here to investigate.
You're right, my friend. We use a more quiet way.
You're gonna kill him in cold blood?
You want we should warm him up first?
Wake up, kid. How do you think he's pulled off all these jobs without getting caught?
Then you're no better than those murdering redskins that killed my mother and father.
That's the funniest thing yet, Carlos. He still thinks that...
Get up, you! Now listen to me, kid. I am the boss. You do what Carlos say. This man knows too much. He must die. It's his life or ours. So I kill him. Now.
No, I won't let you!
Marshal. There's the Marina gang.
Marina. Mister, this is the day I've been waiting for.
I don't know who this boy is, but he saved my life. He took a knife that was meant for me.
I brought along plenty of handcuffs, but I didn't think I'd get to use them so soon. I'm going to make plenty sure these hombres don't cause any more trouble.
Give me a hand, Tonto.
Him just a boy.
I wonder how he got mixed up with the Marina gang.
Him bleeding bad, we better get knife out.
Let's put him in this chair. Open his shirt, Tonto, and bind his wound.
But let me handcuff him first.
That won't be necessary, Marshal. He's too weak to cause any harm.
Nice looking boy. Sort of reminds me of...
That's strange. Him wear locket just like yours, Marshal.
Don't take locket. Mother's picture.
Don. Don, boy.
Dad.
Don.
Hello, Marshal. Howdy, Don. How's the shoulder?
A lot better now, thanks.
Me glad your dad don't have to lock you up with other outlaws.
Not half as glad as I am.
Will Don have to stand trial, Marshal?
Yeah. It looks like he's pretty much in the clear. Marina and his man have admitted that Don had nothing to do with any of their murders.
And since I've already served time for their other crimes, I don't have to pay the penalty twice.
That's why we wanted to come here and thank you, man, before you left. If you hadn't happened along when you did, Don here might have got mixed up in a whole new series of crimes.
You don't have to thank us, Marshal. I'm only glad we could save Don from the influence of a man like Marina. Well, Tonto, we'd better be on our way. Adios.
So long.
I'll never stop being grateful to those men. If it hadn't been for them, I might never have gotten you back again, boy.
You can say that double for me, Dad. Just one thing I've been wondering. The masked man never did tell me who he is. Do you know?
You bet I do, son. He's a man who puts fear into the hearts of outlaws like Marina and hope into the hearts of honest men. He's the Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger. A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-Yo Silver. The Lone Ranger.
Hi-Yo Silver! Away!
With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the daring and resourceful masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early West. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Tonto, did you find a good blacksmith in town?
Ah, him put new shoes on Scout. Scout feel better now.
Good.
A blacksmith, very talkative man, Kemo Sabe.
Talkative?
Him have more bad news about rustlers in this area.
So they've struck again.
Blacksmiths say many horse breeders near bankruptcy.
If we only had some kind of a lead to go on.
And these plenty clever crooks, Kemo Sabe.
Yes, Tonto. Very clever.
Where Dan, Kemo Sabe? Me not see Victor when me ride up.
He's up in the hills hunting. I told him we'd join him as soon as you return.
You worried about horse rustlers?
Yes, Tonto, I am. We've been on their trail for 2 weeks and we still can't find them. One thing I know.
What that, Kemo Sabe?
Whoever they are, or wherever they are, they're bound to make a mistake sooner or later. Just one mistake. Then we've got them.
Hi, Blackie. I brought Thursday along to relieve you for a while. How's my uncle behaving?
Same as usual. Tried to split my skull with a chair.
Open it up.
You treacherous jackal. This is the way you pay me back for all I've done for you.
Uncle Pete, I got some more bills of sale for you to sign.
So you've rustled another batch of horses, have you?
That's right.
Well, I hope you go broke trying to feed them.
I doubt that'll happen, Uncle. Why, your signature as an honest horse dealer should help us get rid of the stock nice and easy. Now sign those papers.
You know why I do as you ask.
Because you don't want to end up as a new notch in my gun.
I sign these papers because I know that someday I'm going to escape from here and see that you get what's coming to you.
Sure you are, Uncle. Sure you are.
Is he acting up again?
Well, let him rant. I got what I want.
Think you can find a buyer for those rustled horses?
I always have, haven't I?
What'll I do with these?
Oh, put them in a strong box with the rest of the gold dust. Let's get going back to the ranch, Blackie. We've got a lot of brand changing to do.
Hold still, hey!
He's the fastest horse in this part of the country. We don't stand a chance of catching him.
Well, we can try, can't we? Come on, I'll take Thursday's mount. Stallion made my horse look like he was standing still.
Thanks, young fella.
I was hunting when I saw you chasing this runaway. Glad to be of help.
It's a mighty nice horse you have there.
Well, Victor and I have been together since he was a colt.
My uncle's Pete Travis, a horse dealer. He'd pay plenty for a mount as speedy as that.
I'd never sell Victor. It'd be like, well, like selling a part of myself.
Sure, I understand.
Well, I better be on my way.
You live around here, do you?
No, sir. I'm on vacation from college.
Oh, well, thanks a lot for what you did. I won't forget the favor I owe you.
You're welcome.
That stallion.
The trouble with you, Slade, you never really grew up. You're still a spoiled brat.
Take your hand away, Blackie. There's no risk. No one's gonna miss a college student camping out.
I hope you never owe me a favor.
Take a look at it. Make sure I did a good job. I'll handle this fella.
Horses are coming. Someone must have heard the shot. We're sure to be spotted.
Not if we round that bend before they reach the ridge. Come on, let's go.
Whoever fired that shot seems to have disappeared, Tonto.
Somebody lying down there. Look like your nephew Dan.
Come on! He's alive, Tonto. I'll take care of him. You ride up the road and see if you can pick up any tracks. Well, Dan, your conditions improved a lot during the night.
I hope I meet those men again.
Me tried to trail them yesterday. Me lose tracks at Rocky Flats.
Say, one of them said he was a nephew of Pete Travis, the horse dealer.
Pete Travis known everywhere as honest man.
Just because old Pete can be trusted, that doesn't mean his nephew can be, too.
Now, what we do now, Kemo Sabe?
Horse ranchers are on the lookout for good men, Tonto. While I stay here and look after Dan, I'd like you to apply for a job as a wrangler at the Travis Ranch.
Say, that's a great idea. Then if Tonto sees my horse while he's working there, he can call him the law.
Not be that easy, Dan.
You see, Dan, the men who stole Victor are probably the same rustlers that have been bankrupting the horse breeders. Now, if we move too quickly, we may be able to jail a few of the gang, but the rest of them may escape us completely.
If you not mind, Dan, it better we use Victor as bait.
The decision is yours. Shall we concentrate on recovering Victor, or shall we do our best to help the horse breeders?
Well, the breeders come first. Without them, there wouldn't be much future for the West.
I understand what a generous and courageous decision you've made. I'm proud of you, Dan.
Me go now, Kemo Sabe.
Tonto, if you get a job at Travis, try to contact us as often as possible. In the meantime, I'll try to locate a trail leading to the crook's hideout. Be careful, Tonto.
Do you suppose whoever has Victor now is taking good care of him?
Victor's a lot like his father, Silver. They're both able to take care of themselves.
That's about the most independent hunk of horse flesh I ever laid eyes on.
How can I ride him if I can't even get close to him?
Yes, Indian?
Me look for Mr. Pete Travis.
My uncle's away right now.
When him be back?
It's hard to say. Maybe a few days, maybe months. Why?
Me want job as wrangler.
Oh, you're pretty good with the horses, are you? We'll see if you can calm down that white stallion in the stall.
He'll get kicked to splinters.
Oh. Oh.
You couldn't get me in there at the point of a gun.
Oh.
The horse seems to be calming down.
Oh. Him very nice horse. Him gentle.
You got yourself a job, Indian.
Well, Tonto?
Where, Kemo Sabe?
Out in the hills, still searching for some sign of a hideout. Have you found Victor?
Him at Travis Ranch, like we suspect. Nephew of Travis, man named Slade Lewis. Him hire me as wrangler. Him very much surprised at me able to handle Victor so well.
If anything happens to my horse, I'll...
Nothing happened to him, Dan. Me take good care of him.
I know you will, Tonto. What about Pete Travis? Did you see him?
Slade Lewis tell me Travis not at ranch. But me look around later, find out for sure. People at ranch not yet used him. In 2-3 days, maybe them talk more freely. Find out much then.
Yes, I suppose you're right.
Better me go now, Dan. You not worry, Dan.
We'll count on seeing you every day at this time.
Me be here.
Good luck.
Well, it's Tonto. Right on time as usual.
He looks pleased.
Well, Tonto, I searched for miles and couldn't find any clues.
Kemo Sabe, remember you wonder what outlaws do with profits from rustling. Last night me hear Rusty Smith and Blackie talk about cabin where much gold dust is kept. Them say very little money kept at ranch.
Did they mention where the cabin was?
Them noticed me, then stopped talking.
What about Pete Travis, the ranch owner?
Well, do you suppose they may have done away with old Pete?
Well, I hardly think so, Dan. Last night I rode into town and called on my old friend, Judge Benton. He assured me that Pete's signatures on those bills of sale were absolutely genuine.
And Pete Travis must be in with the rustlers.
That's a possibility. But on the other hand, they may be holding him prisoner, forcing him to sign the papers.
Me not think him at ranch, Kemo Sabe.
Maybe they're holding him at the same cabin where they keep that gold dust.
That would be my guess, too. But where is the cabin?
Slade bragged much that him own fastest horse in territory. Him happy like little child that Victor always win.
Tonto, what do you think would happen if Victor lost the race to another horse?
Me think Slade Lewis not be happy till him own Victor. Me better go now, Kemo Sabe.
Dan, do you suppose Victor really is the fastest horse in the territory?
Oh, of course he is. Well, I think.
The last time we raced him, Silver beat Victor.
Yeah, but not by much. And that was more than a year ago.
How about it, Silver? Do you still think you can outrun your son, Victor? He certainly looks confident. Dan, after dark tonight, I want to ride into town and have a talk with Judge Benton again.
What for, sir?
First of all, I want to get a horse for you. Then I want to ask the judge's permission to use his name as reference when I visit the horse ranch tomorrow.
Kemo Sabe, what do you do here?
I'm hoping Slade will buy my horse.
You not sell silver?
Of course not. I think I can make Slade believe that silver's for sale and without lying to him.
Hear him come now.
Dan is hiding in that clump of trees near Shady Point.
This man want to talk to you.
What's on your mind, stranger?
Well, sir, I was talking to my old friend Judge Benton last night. Said you buy and sell horses here in this ranch. He thought you might be interested in my mount.
Well, the judge is a mighty respected man hereabouts. Glad to be of service to a friend of his.
That your stallion outside?
Yep.
How much you want for him?
Well, seems to me $5,000 isn't too much to ask.
$5,000?
That's right.
What does that horse of yours do? Play the violin?
No. I reckon he's the fastest horse in the territory, though.
Well, stranger, how would you like to race your mount against mine?
How would I like it? I'd like it fine, mister. Mighty fine.
Then you'll head straight for Giant Boulder, around it, finish up back here.
Well, the plan must be working.
Agreed?
Yep.
Rusty will start you off with a count of 3.
What happened next?
Well, if Silver wins, Slade Lewis will want to buy him. The Lone Ranger decided to set the price so high that Slade will have to resort to the rustler's gold dust to make the purchase.
Kemo Sabe follow whoever Slade Lewis sent to hideout cabin for gold dust. Maybe find old Pete Travis.
Well, that's the way we hope it'll work out. It's gonna be awful hard to root against Victor.
1, 2, 3, go!
Yeah, mister. Now do you think $5,000 is too much for him?
No. Rusty.
Yes, boss.
Ride out the cabin till Thursday and eat $5,000 in gold dust.
Whatever you say, boss.
You'll have your money in less than an hour. You can wait here, provided you don't interfere with anybody's work.
Well, I'll make myself scarce. Come on, stallion.
How come you're going to pay him? I figured you'd just plug him and take the horse.
Didn't you hear him say he's a friend of Judge Benton's? Can't afford to have the judge on our necks.
May I go into Victor's stall, Tonto? Just for a minute. It's been so long since I've seen him.
You be very quiet.
Sure.
Victor hear your voice.
Don't you worry about losing the race to Silver, Victor. In another year...
Somebody come now. You hide, Dan.
What's taking you so long in there, Indian?
The horse need rub down after race.
Well, you just forget that. Get on with your other work now. A rub down, huh? Well, a taste of the quirt is the kind of medicine you need.
No, don't whip him.
You! I thought you were buzzard bait by now. So you'd rather take the beating than the horse, huh? Well, I'm just a man who oblige.
Take gun and throw on floor. You all right, Dan?
A little shaken up is all, Colonel. I couldn't stand to see him whip Victor.
So you two know each other, huh? Working together, are you?
Hurry, Dan. Me leave. Maybe somebody here shot.
Somebody did hear shot. Drop that gun, Indian. What goes on here?
I don't know yet, but I aim to find out. Is a stranger in with you two?
Shall I blast him?
No, not yet. First, I better look around and see if the stranger's still on the ranch grounds.
And if he isn't?
If he isn't, it probably means he's trailing Rusty to the hideout.
You stay here, Silver. I'll go the rest of the way on foot.
I wish Slade would divvy up this gold dust and let us scatter. I've had about all I can stand of old Pete.
Yeah.
Who are you?
There's no time for explanations. You'll just have to trust me.
Anybody that gets me out of here is my friend for life.
I'll do what I can.
But there's two out there in the front room. There's only one of you.
Yes, I know. It'll help distract their attention if you raise a commotion.
Mister, just watch me.
There, that ought to be about $5,000 worth. What do you want, Travis?
Some water. I'm thirsty.
Get it for him, will you?
Let me see if you got anything in your hands. All right, here it is.
Why, you... Oh, you paid for that. You can't take this fool.
How's that for commotion, mister?
Excellent. You, get his gun.
It'll be a pleasure.
Not so fast, Uncle Pete.
I didn't hear you ride up.
Well, you weren't meant to. We left the horses back a piece.
We?
Blackie and me. And also a couple of friends of yours. Take a look.
How about it, stranger? Shall I blast him, or are you going to hand over your gun?
Let's have him, mister. Get these two in here.
Shall I get the horses?
Yeah, make it quick.
Horses are out in front, boss.
Good. Now listen. Here's what we'll do.
What's happened is all my fault.
Never mind that now, Dan. Mr. Travis, do you think we can pry the bars off the window?
I've been trying to for weeks without any luck.
Listen at the door. Perhaps you can hear what they're saying.
Right.
Any objections to the cut?
No, you deserve the most.
All right. Now you and Rusty start loading the gold dust in the saddlebags. Blackie, you help me set fire to this place.
They're going to divide up the gold dust, but not until they set fire to the cabin first.
Silver's our only chance. I'll make as much noise as possible so they won't hear me whistle for him.
You think Silver will be able to hear your whistle and all that racket?
He's been trained for such emergencies, Dan. Silver! Silver! Here he comes now.
Silver never loosened these bars by himself. I better whistle for Victor.
No, Dan. They're apt to miss Victor and come to investigate. We can't risk it.
I guess this just isn't Victor's day.
Harder! Pull harder, Silver! Good boy, Silver.
Be careful!
somehow.
Slade! In a few minutes, that building will be an inferno. Come out with your hands high and we won't shoot.
Wait a minute. Looks like it turned out to be Victor's day after all.
The masked man and his Indian friend are back from town. They turned my nephew and his rustler friends over to the marshal.
Well, I guess that means we'll be on our way, Victor.
Yep. The masked man's leaving it up to me to distribute the gold dust among the bankrupt ranchers.
Well, goodbye, Mr. Travis.
Goodbye, Dan. You know, it's peculiar.
What is, sir?
Well, I know your name, and I know Tonto's name. But I don't know the masked man's name. What is it, anyway?
Well, he's the Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger? Well, what do you know?
Hail Silver! Be with the Lone Ranger and Tonto same time next week for new dangers in another thrill-packed adventure when the Lone Ranger rides again. The Lone Ranger.